Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing the second half of my What Sewed video for last week. This will be Friday through Sunday, August 9th through the 11th. And yeah, I know I confused people because last video I said October instead of August. And Robert didn't catch it either. But we're still in August. And for that past weekend, my sales were good, above average for all 3 days. So I was very happy with last weekend. You know, I'm having, I think, more up days than down days. And I'm just, you know, right now I'm trying to list as much as I can. I'm doing at least 15 non-clothing items and 10 clothing items. But I'm starting to pile up stuff that needs to get processed, so I may have to start doing a little bit more listings just to keep up, because y'all, I'm in fourth quarter mode right now, and I have so much I would love to have listed before fourth quarter gets here, plus all of the cross listing. I noticed today I want to say 30 some cross listings this morning from List Perfectly's catalog to Mercari and Poshmark. And I noticed when I opened up the screen, it was saying something on my Poshmark screen that said that I'm doing a whole lot of listing. This buyer is on a listing streak right now, and if you buy anything in my store, they're offering $4.99 shipping because I've been doing all of this cross listing. So that was a pleasant surprise to see. So I plan on trying to do 40, 50, 60 a day to those two platforms. If you're new to my channel, most of my toys and everything get started on eBay. I just started using List Perfectly's Express Lister to help me list clothing because I'm terrible in describing clothes, and I've enjoyed that. So clothing starts on List Perfectly, and then I cross-list it to eBay, and then eventually it'll go to the other platforms. But most of my toys and hard goods and all of that stuff starts on eBay, and then I put it in the catalog. So right now I think I just hit 11,800 listings, and not that many have been transferred over to the other platforms. So I'm working hard on doing that. But that was nice seeing that Poshmark's offering, you know, reduced shipping for the items. You know, I guess because I've been really focusing on, you know, getting my store grown. All right, I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and share some of my solds for last weekend. I had one sale on Mercari, one sale on Poshmark. This week I've had a couple of extras. I'm trying to do more offers to likers on Mercari. I'm using List Perfectly's sharing tool to share on Poshmark. And, you know, I'm hoping all of this is going to, you know, start getting me more sales on the other platforms. I would love, you know, 5 from each platform a day. You know, that would just be amazing. But for most of my sales have always been and will continue to be on eBay. All right, first thing is this reindeer in wired wheel Christmas ornament. I'm pretty sure I remember picking this up with some like costume jewelry and a couple of other little things. Probably paid $1 for it, and it sold for $14.95 on Mercari. The good thing about Mercari is there's no more selling fees, so I made $14.95 on this. And when I'm cross-listing, I'm keeping the same price on all of the platforms. So, you know, I wouldn't have made that much on eBay because I have 10% sales, all of the final value fees, the promoted listing fees. So, all right, and then Poshmark, this lovey. Carter's Just One You Tiger Cat sold for $18. I have sold quite a few loveys on Poshmark, so, you know, I need to get more of my baby stuff on there because obviously they don't mind paying priority shipping for a lovey. I don't know why that picture is all weird. All right, and for eBay, if you're new to my channel, I don't do free shipping on any of the platforms. So when an item sold for $11.66, the buyer also paid shipping. This is a Lion King soft purring Nala plush. Kind of had the same little marble sound like the kitty kittens have. And it sold for $11.66. This is from our homeschool shelf upstairs. This is what I used for the boys when they were younger. It is Spelling Power 4th edition, and it sold for $22.45. PJ Masks Armadillo figure. A lot of times I do PJ Masks figures in lots, but, you know, always check Google Lens it, you know, check the comps, because some of these sell, you know, great all by themselves. This one sold for $11.66. All right, Mr. Potato Head. You know, I don't remember. This must have been a Ben's pickup. It was not a complete set, just kind of a little of this and a little of that, it seemed. But it took about 3 months, and it sold for $17. These are the small potato heads. Nat and Jules Basketball Bear. Sold for $8.96, y'all. Doing a whole lot of bread and butters. Bread and butters. All right. If this hadn't worked, I was going to put it on my wall, but I did end up testing it, and it worked. Did have some corroded batteries in it, but it still was working. I always make a video of things that, you know, need to be shown that they're working. And so this sold very quickly. It is a Play School musical lullaby bird crib toy from '83. Sold for $15.25. Commonwealth lamb sheep plush. Anytime I see plush that have like the plush eyes and eyelashes and stuff, one of my favorite brands to look for are Mrs. Noah. I do not hardly find it ever, but they always have these little like fur eyes, and that's what this reminded me of, and it actually sold very well. $39.56. Walmart White Bear plush, old listing, and it sold for $8.05. I'm for the most part just doing Just Say No to Bears anymore, with exceptions. There's always exceptions. All right, Kidget's Cream Lamb Lovey. I think Kidget's is like Dollar General, Family Dollar, you know, those types of stores. But I still pick them up, and this one sold for $13.45. Fisher-Price Little People. I call these the heavies because they're real chunky and heavier. These are some of the newer, well, I won't even say it's new, because now the newer ones seem to be skinnier. But definitely not the Little People that I love, which is the vintage, and I even like the newer ones that are from the early 2000s. But these don't do very well for me. These took forever to sell, and I got $7 for the 2 figures. All right, Russ, love that brand. Checkers Black and White Cat. Been listed since the middle of last year. Sold for $26.95, which is great. And, you know, I'm especially dogs and cats. Applause, Russ, Dakin, you know, Walmart. Those are just things that I'm right now in my this time in my life, in my resourcing life, I'm enjoying, you know, sourcing for that types of stuff. Plucky Duck. It's an odd plush. I actually have 2 of these. The other one, the face looked a little bit different because they're just all scrunched up. These are from 1990, Ace Novelty, and it sold for $11.66. John Deere Teddy Bear Blanket. I remember picking up 2 or 3 of these handmade baby blankets at a yard sale. I want to say they were $1 each. This was many years ago again, and finally somebody offered me 20 bucks for this one, and I went ahead and accepted it. Fisher-Price Little People Staircase. This goes with the yellow house. looking at my custom label, I'm pretty sure this came from the Fisher-Price lot that my friend Sam hooked me up with, and I paid $50 for a lot of pieces, and this particular one sold for $13.72. All right, the paint brushes. I showed these in a recent haul. Picked up a huge box of just ceramic stuff and brushes, and in fact, some of it's still sitting down here. I listed some of the brushes, which they did sell. This is a viewer sale. Jennifer bought one lot of them, and then the other lot was purchased right after she bought that one. And then she sent me a message asking if when and if I was planning on listing the other brushes. We came up with a deal, a bulk lot, and she paid $110 for the remaining brushes that I had. So thanks again, Jennifer. Juice Man 2, appliance pieces and parts. We part them out. This is just the strainer basket, and it sold for $9. Cabbage Patch Kids dog clothes. These were actually homemade. I bought a bunch of Cabbage Patch clothes at our friend's estate sale a couple of months ago. These two, like I said, were homemade, and I just decided to put them together, and they sold for an $11 offer. Another viewer sale, so thank you so much, Sherry. Sherry bought this Disney Babies Mickey Mouse plush with his security blanket, and it sold for $13.45. Animal Adventure. You know, I don't talk about that brand very often, but I like it. It's a nice quality, kind of comparable to Kelly Toy. I've done really well, especially with the plush from an Animal Adventure that are older and not even vintage, 2015s, you know, 2010s. You know, they just aren't making them anymore. This one was 2020. It was a Strawberry Bear, and it sold probably in about 5 months for $17.95. Kids Preferred My First Doll. Y'all, I used to do really well with them. Not so much anymore. It takes forever for any of them to sell, so I'm going to start backing off. Definitely checking sell-through rates and comps. They come in lots of different brands. This one was Kids Preferred. You know, Fisher-Price does it. Blankets and Beyond, Baby Starters. There's just lots of them, and in general, none of them are selling for me. I have a box that's just them, and I hardly ever pick anything out of it. This one sold for $8.75, and I'm going to start being more picky. Patriotic Bear, y'all. It's an election year, so if you've got anything patriotic, I'd get it listed. This is from Classic Toy Company. Not the greatest brand. Kind of put it in there with Toy Factory and Nanco. But, you know, it depends on what I'm seeing, whether I'm going to pick it up or not. And I tend to pick up a lot of the patriotic stuff. And this one sold for $11.66. Wild Republic. It's a bear. It's been listed for a very long time, and it finally sold for $9.86. But I do like Wild Republic. I pick up a lot of plush that just aren't bears. Homer Laughlin. Dishes. Dishes, dishes, dishes. I still haven't gone through my current listed inventory of all things dishes, and I'm going to do some lots to see if I can get some stuff moving. I've got a lot, and they take a long, long time to sell, some of them. Or it goes in spurts. I sell a whole bunch, and then nothing. So these are the Homer Laughlin restaurant ware, 2 platters, and they sold for $12.52. Zuru Pets. I'm not quite sure where I got this. I think it was something that ended up in our basket at the bins. You know, it sold very, very quickly. A lot of times if I've got it and I can sell it for about $8 or so, I'm going to go ahead and list it. And I was very surprised that this sold that quickly. And then funny thing is in one of my mystery bags was another one. So I just went ahead and got it listed, I think just this morning. So, you know, this little kitten sold for $8.96. Destination Nation Aurora. I just said in another video that it takes forever to sell, and then I've sold 2 in the last week, which is kind of weird, but it is a brand I'm not going to be picking up anymore. This one sold for $8.96. Now this is Skin Dimitri James Zoe body cream. I just earlier in the week sold the perfume. I want to say it was like 50 some dollars. I picked up a basket of 3 things at a yard sale. I want to say I paid $20 for all of it. And then the person who bought the perfume came back and also bought this body cream for $19.08. I've got one more thing, but I cannot remember what it is. American Girl Bitty Baby Doll. I think Robert picked this up in one of our Ben's trips. Yeah, I listed her for 30 bucks, but I got an immediate offer of $20. So I went ahead and accepted it. Make it gone very quickly. White House Black Market. You know, I thought that was going to be a really good brand. The sell-through rate looked good, but it just really depends on what it is. And this actually hasn't been listed very long, but when I got a $12 offer, I knew I just wanted to go ahead and accept it. Start again. University of Notre Dame coffee mug sold for $15.25. Y'all know me. I love picking up coffee mugs. Dakin, another brand I love. This is a bulldog plush from 1978. Sold for $11.66. Bread and butter, y'all. Play School, Familiar Places, Peg People. You know, there's a whole series of the Familiar Places stuff. There's a Holiday Inn. There's a McDonald's. There's a couple of other sets, and they all have these kind of little figures. And then I just happen to have a vehicle also. I made a lot of these back in May, and they sold for $10. Smalls. I love picking up smalls, especially at the bins. This had to have only been pennies. It was 2.5 inch tall. Never could figure out what the brand was of it. Just a little train conductor figure. And it sold $7.62. FAO German Shepherd dog plush. Been listed forever. I need, even with the dogs, to just stay away from FAO. They take forever to sell. You know, and it's such a good quality brand. I don't get it. But he finally sold $11.66. Courier and Ives little miniature tray set. Robert's mom actually sent this home with him the last time he was there to visit her, and got it listed and sold very quickly, $17.95. Thank you, Dola. Another brand that's kind of disappointing, Kids Preferred. This is a Rottweiler dog plush from 2000, and I've picked up a couple of these. They just don't sell for a whole lot. Nice quality though, $13.45. Attico International. That's one of those brands, I find it on occasion, but it's more about what I'm buying than the brand. You know, there's certain brands I'm just going to pick up normally. You know, Jellycat and Dakin Russ, all of those, unless they're rares. But this was all about picking up a pink pig pillow, and it sold for $17.95. Arby's Babar Elephant. Based on the dates of my custom label, this was probably from the box of stuff from my high bid estate sale. I had 2 boxes, large boxes, full of like kids' meal stuff. I sorted through it, pulled out the things that I liked, and found these 2 Babar elephants from 1990, and they sold for $7.62. Daddy's Little Big Dog Rattle Plush. I think the brand is Big Dog. And it had some condition issues, but it finally sold for $11.66. Bachman Blinking Bridge and Crossing Gates lot. This was from the church sale that I picked up a box of train stuff for $20. In that box happened to be a train engine large thing that I just recently sold. I want to say for $110. So believe me, I've already made all my money back. This was like the bottom of the box of just a variety of things that I just made a lot, and it actually sold very quickly also for $22.45. Oneida. Oneida. Whenever I see it at yard sales, I'm thrilled. This actually, I bought a huge, like, shoebox size box of just mix and match silverware, and in it was Oneida, and there was also some Reed & Barton. That's another brand I like to look for. But there were several different styles of Oneida, and it was all pieces and parts. This was just one set that I put together. Google Lens is really, really good. Just take a picture of like the bottom of the fork with that design, and almost always I end up finding what the style name is. This particular one was Camelot, and this sold very quickly for $35.95 for 5 forks. Scooby-Doo. Again, I only usually will buy it if it's got its little tag, little ID tag hanging from the collar. 7-inch, didn't have a tag, sold for $8.96. Nanco. It was all about pink and purple fish. It took a very long time to sell, $12.95. Another viewer sale, so thank you so much, Lydia. Lydia bought my Vera Bradley shopping bag that I had my purchase at a recent estate sale just packed into the bag. It sold for $8.96. Lydia also likes to watch birds, which I do too. But she bought the Tervis plastic cups that I picked up at a yard sale recently, or Robert did, I'm pretty sure. And those were $22.45. All right, Tiger brand Furby. These were the beanbag plush, not the interactive one. I think I actually had 2 listings and then found a third one and decided I'm going to make lots. So I ended the 2 and combined all of them together in a new listing, and they sold in like less than 2 months for $43. Definitely keep your eyes out for the bean bags. Well, and the interactive one. All right, Capsula 200 construction set. These sat upstairs forever because they were dusty, dirty, and I just kept putting it off, but I've been forcing myself to take care of some of the little things upstairs that need to be cleaned and tested, because at some point I would love to have all of that stuff out of my upstairs. But I listed these back in April and they sold for $35.95. Again, another Animal Adventure bear from 2016, $8.05. And last but not least, jeans. Levi's 550 women's jeans. You know, some of them sell, especially the vintage, sell really well for us. I mean, they're not biggies and they're not going to sell for hundreds and hundreds, but I'm very happy with a pair of jeans that sell for $23.11 plus shipping. All right, y'all. Hope you enjoyed this, you know, sharing some of the things that are selling for us, giving you ideas of things to be looking for when you're out there doing thrift stores, yard sales, and estate sales. Now it's time to get to work. All right, bye.